CFR Network, CFR News. Thank you, Sam, for tuning into this here broadcast. Doing a bit of, you know, scrolling through the old socials, jumped onto the old Twitter, and this is what I came across. Very interesting headline. Anxious victim of hairdresser who yanked his penis even, hits out at sentence. I'm thinking, what on earth? How on earth is this taking place? What were the circumstances? How did he do this? So let's unpack this. Let's unpack this on a very surface level, according to the article in the Birmingham Mail. Luke Lal punched his ex-boyfriend in the face as they crossed paths outside a popular strip bar. I don't know why they pluralize this, in Birmingham. Now, this would have been in the quote unquote gay village in Digbeth, Chinese Quarter slash. And again, I'm thinking, how on earth did all this take place? Like, this seems like strange. Obviously, relationships, tempers, etc. And with two males, I can only hazard what kind of levels of domestic violence and abuse may take place. But that's another story. A teacher who was attacked twice by his ex-boyfriend has been left anxious to return to the city's gay village after, their words, the thug walked from court. Luke Lau yanked the victim's penis and punched him twice. Sorry, punched him in two separate occasions, but was spared jail both times. So we're talking about two separate events. We're talking about an assault. At what level of the assault would be determined by the Crown Prosecution Services, etc. But two assaults most definitely took place. This is domestic. Would you call this domestic? A domestic disturbance? But this is going to be treated a little bit differently than if they didn't know each other per se. But strangely enough, again, both of them being a member and part of a now protected group. Why on earth was this dude not like sanctioned, jailed, fined, or anything else? Interesting. The 32-year-old, who does not wish to be named, was left with painful lacerations to his genitals following the first assault at his former home in Alcester Road, Moseley, January 2020. So this is a 2-year ordeal, potentially. Can read between the lines. A long time has clearly elapsed. Two separate events that have been reported, potentially even more that have gone unreported. This person, the unnamed teacher, 32 years of age, he must be traumatized. Number one, having lacerations to his genitals. The wound had to be glued at hospital after the attack, which saw him punched 3 times in the head. That's serious, that is. That's again, that's actual bodily harm, clearly. Is it grievous but be bodily harm? I would say so, yes. Because I've never even heard of such a thing. Gluing back? What? This is awful. This is awful. Now, the headline itself is a little misleading, of sorts. It doesn't really paint the picture of what on earth. This is an ordeal potentially, or a very dysfunctional relationship that these two were in. This Luke Lau clearly is the quote unquote aggressor based upon what we can see. Or is he indeed just defending the case? We don't know, but there was enough evidence to take this guy to court. And okay, so he's a hairdresser as well. 31 years of age, was handed a year-long suspended sentence for the assault and harassment. So here's some more verbiage. So outside of the physical assault, this um, unnamed person was harassed also. This is odd. This is very odd. Um, Now, just looking at the physics of the first assault back in 2020, how on earth? I mean, was he getting changed and he didn't have any clothes on, and this hairdresser guy just started attacking him or something? Like, how do we get to the point where someone's able to grab your genitalia and pull it that hard that you're gonna have to get it glued back? Where there was this as at the end of some kind of sexual encounter? Only the most high knows and these two individuals. But it's very odd, man. It's very odd. And it's very odd, very, very odd that he hasn't received any kind of sentence, a suspended sentence. Huh? If the shoe was on the other foot, let's say this was a male and a female relationship, and the woman who was a violent hairdresser did the same act to a man, would she receive a year-long suspended sentence? I think anyone who does that should be serving some kind of damn time. That's crazy. That is absolutely luda. Without words, the victim, who was left bruised with a bruised eye and swelling, told Birmingham Live, I had bumped into him a few times in the gay village. We spoke, then parted ways. On the 3rd of August, I was passing by with my friend and was walking up her street, and Luke was outside. He'd been drinking. He came out from one of the clubs and punched me in the face. It happened all so fast. I didn't really notice it was him. He came from the side and swung his arm into my face and ran down one of the side roads. I received bruise into my eye, a bit of a cut above my eyebrow. That is not acceptable. Whether you're a homosexual, whether you're part of this LBGTQ QI and whatever other letters have got added onto it now, whether you are quote unquote straight, no one should go through physical abuse in a relationship, and the law is doing nothing. Lau, 31 of Alcester Road, Moseley, who previously admitted to breaching a restraining order, common assault, and possessing cannabis. So I'm wondering, let's go down let's go down that route. So I would imagine he's a youngster, he's 31. He's probably smoking that genetically modified skank. Yeah, this flavor stuff that everyone's talking about for the last few years with very high THC values. Um, and young minds, they can't take that, man. They can't take such high levels potentially. We're seeing a lot of mental illness. We're seeing a lot of psychosis, undiagnosed, untreated. Um, it's not being used for the purpose it was being used, and it's hybridized, and it's been all messed with and all kind of different things. So could that have indeed played a part into his violent rampage against his I guess his partner, his boyfriend? The sentence was 8 months, suspended for 20 months, and ordered to do 80 hours of unpaid work. Recorder Ben Mills also increased the length of the previously suspended sentence by 6 months and ordered him to pay £445 in costs. I would imagine court costs. Doesn't mention anything in regards to cost for the victim. This is an upside down world. It almost seems like they're not providing, they're not actually carrying out any real justice. So then the victim would then seek justice himself, and then that would fall outside of the realms of lawful and legal. And then he will get himself systemized and caught up in this foolishness. In passing the sentence, Mr. Mills said Lal had breached the opportunity the court had given him to prove and change himself, but had taken into account that he had already spent 2 months in custody. Okay, so 2 months whilst they were doing what? On remand, and the victim had discharged the restraining order. So they got some kind of, they still got something with each other going on, some kind of, it's all awfully strange, awfully odd. Um, what on earth do you guys think? Like, is this acceptable? Whether you're a homosexual or whether you're straight for this type of behavior to take place? And then secondarily, what on earth are the police doing? What are the CPS doing? Why aren't we protecting people? Hmm. This is awfully strange, man. Awfully strange. The victim urged anybody who believes that they may be in an abusive or violent relationship to make use of Clare's Law or domestic di- violence disclosure scene DVDs. It allows anyone, including a close friend or family member, to ask police about their partner's previous history. If at risk, the police will usually share the information with that person. That clearly didn't help in this situation. This is all crazy. Like, comment, subscribe, share. If you haven't already, subscribe, please do. Listening to this on the old podcast, 5-star review would be much appreciated. Consider even becoming a subscriber. If you want to go that step further and you want some premium attire, go over to the Instagram page, Supreme of the UK. Check out all of the wares, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, etc. And of course, support the broadcast.